This is All Hitches, the Nova Football Podcast.
Yo, tune in, lock in, it's the All Hitches show. Dash and Dan on the mic, let the Nova tales flow. From the booth to the field, we hitch up the truth. All Hitches podcast, drop the beat, here's the proof. Dash and Dan in the cut, bringing heat to the game.
All right, welcome back to All Hitches, Nova's #1 football podcast. Coach Mates, how you doing, buddy?
I mean, I'm doing great. Football's on TV again. When this one comes out, we will be at the scrimmages. I mean, I don't know if we'll be at the scrimmages, but there'll be teams scrimmaging at this point.
Teams are scrimmaging. First scrimmages of the season. Great scrimmages.
First scrimmage of the season. So actually, you know where you can find out where all the scrimmages are? Do you know where you can go to find out where almost all the scrimmages are going on? Do you know where that information would be?
I heard that All Hitches has a new website. Is that true?
They do have a new website, and at this point, you can go there and on the crawl, because I'm gonna it'll be updated at this point. If you go to the crawl, all the scrimmages will be on the crawl at the very top. And if you want to more, if you want to talk about the scrimmages, you know where you could do that at as well.
I heard All Hitches has a new message board. Is that true?
It is. It is on Discord. It is a growing community right now, where you can talk about all things Northern Virginia football without having to worry about being called a pervert because images show up on your phone that you weren't looking for.
Stay away from the underground. Stay away
from there. We have people talking on there, which is amazing. I heard
Ian Rappaport is on there.
Ian Rappaport is on there. He's on there. People are posting articles. You get alerts to when we go live. You get alerts to when the new episodes drops. We have different sections where you can ask us questions. You can talk about the current podcast if you want to. You can make suggestions, and then we even have a section on there where if you want to talk about something else that is not Nova football, if you want to talk about wrestling, or you want to talk about a little NFL, and something that's near and dear to your heart that I know that that pains you is fantasy football every year.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, maybe that. I know we've talked about it before, but making All Hitches a fantasy football league. If anybody's in, I know you have a lot of fantasy football leagues, and you don't need another one. But
I'm starting to drop out of some.
Yeah.
Remember the old days when you had like 8 when they first came out?
I don't think I've ever had that many.
No, I had a lot when they first came. I mean, I'm talking about like the late '90s, early 2000s. Dude, I had a lot.
Really? Yeah. So yeah,
it's a sign of the times.
Yeah.
The original league I was in. The original league. No, I'm just saying. I think we started in '99. I think.
Yeah.
And it's over. It's over.
That league, that league that you're in.
Yeah, people were just little by little. This was the off season, guys. Just we're down to like 6 guys, and we're just like, hey, let's just hang it up. We all have another league we could do anyways.
Yeah.
And I'm not chasing guys to join a league anymore. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Yeah. But you know what's not over is the All Hitches Discord. That is not over.
It's not over. And by the way, a merch button.
Oh, merch button. Yeah.
Doesn't want an All Hitches hat, All Hitches T-shirt, All Hitches mug. I don't have the mug right now, but you can get it all there. It's all there. Our sponsors links are all there.
Yeah.
Articles by Carl Frederick,
Carl
Adam Schefter of Nova.
Yeah. The preview articles as well. If you just hear us talk about it, you can see it's on there as well.
Now we are on our way. We are rocking and rolling to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I hear there's a nice little gift for that.
Yeah, and when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll be giving away this Roquan Smith autographed jersey right there. Little Roquan Smith right there. Beckett certified with the 2022-23 All Pro inscription on there. Once we hit 1,000.
How about when we hit 1,100?
When we hit 1,100, if you win, we'll have to fight Coach Van Acker for the Mike Singletary.
Fight Van Acker and Jack Blevins.
Yes, for the Mike Singletary autograph jersey, which I don't have. I should maybe bring it in here. I forget.
Yeah, I don't know why you haven't brought it in there yet.
It's in the. It's in the other room.
Hang both those jerseys. Actually, hang both those jerseys behind you is what you should.
Oh, I should hang both jerseys.
So a lot of fun stuff happening. We got a lot of love on our last episode, man. People love the Concord and the Liberty episodes. The last 2 episodes, people loved them.
Yeah. But it's got fantastic reviews. Everyone seems to like the website. So we are moving through. We are going to finish with. Oh, sorry, you got one more thing?
Yeah, but I mean, you go ahead. Yeah, we got Prince. Like you were about to say, we got Prince William coming up.
We got Prince William coming up, but we're finishing out Region C today. So we
Right.
finished Region D. We're going to finish Region C. We then go to Region B, which is going to have this may be the last year of the Region B, right? This may be the end.
That's what I wanted to talk about now.
Yeah.
When this show is coming out, this is a little bit old now, but let's talk about the new recommendations or whatever the VHSL is saying, proposing. They're proposing changes. Now we know if they're proposing this, it's going to happen.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that those schools had such small student populations. I was shocked to find out that Battlefield only has like 1,500 students or something like that.
Yeah, so your memory is better than mine. They're going to move which schools to 5A?
Battlefield, Unity Reed, Hilton, and Patriot.
Patriot and Battlefield moving is a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, Hilton down. And I'm curious whether Prince William schools, man. I mean, Region B is going to be North Stafford.
North that's right. That's
North
right.
Stafford, and there's one more other team in Stafford that may go down. You're talking about removing, which I think is you've heard me gripe about this for the last few years, or at least last year, about the incredible amount of teams that are in Region B. So maybe we might be able to clear that out a little bit. But moving into Region C and D, right? Maybe those teams from Loudoun, right?
Well, that's what I was going to say. A few national teams, right? Might be getting moved to 5, right?
And a few Loudoun teams might be going to 6.
And a couple Loudoun teams in their place coming to 6, and they will be in Occoquan.
Yeah.
So they'll be replacing. So these Loudoun teams, these 2 or 3 Loudoun teams that are coming in to 6A, they'll be replacing the 2 or 3 national teams that are going to 5A.
And it might be more than 3. I thought it was like 4. That was 4 national
Maybe
teams.
it is. It's something like that. I guess we'll wait till the official word comes out. Yeah. But that's kind of what we had heard. That's to me that's even a bigger deal than the other thing.
Yeah, I mean it's huge, and I know, and I mean, well, I'm sure we'll get to this for the next few months. Possibly abolishing 6A and making.
I don't like it. You got to keep.
I know, but I'm saying, I mean, that's well, the problem is, I mean, I don't mean to make this go long. Is the problem with 6A is there are only 6 teams in the southern part of the state that play 6A football.
Right.
There are only 6.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the problem, right? Is that there are only 6 teams down there that play.
There's just so many high schools now. People want to compare. You and I were talking about this earlier today. People want to compare it to the 70s or the 80s or the 90s. A lot more high schools now. A lot more.
There are a lot more here. I don't think there's many down south, right? But that's I think the numbers wise that's right. Where they play.
But I guess you could expand the playoffs, like you said.
That's the other part, right? You could go to a 9-week schedule or start it early or do something else, or do the 4 teams or 4 teams get a bye in week 1.
Right.
You could
do. I mean, look what D3 did. I mean, they could study like D3 college football's formula.
Yeah.
A lot of teams get into that playoffs. A lot.
Yeah.
So, as a segue, because we just talked about some Occoquan region teams, right?
Yeah.
On their way out. Let's stay in Occoquan, but instead of national, let's talk a little Patriot today, buddy. What do you say about that?
Oh, Patriot. Yeah. We're ending. Like I said, we're ending Region C and talking about Patriot. That you and I have a really intimate knowledge. At least we did for a while. I think the farther we get out from
we're losing our touch. We're losing our touch.
We don't know them as intimately, right? Like year 1, we knew everybody.
Well, yeah.
We knew
Patriot though. Patriot, like you and I say fondly, the Big Ten.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they are the rival right now with the Concord District.
And impressive teams. Again, talk about blue bloods. Talk about Braddock, South County. A couple episodes ago, we talked about Concord having some of the only state winner representatives in Nova. Not so fast, my friend. South County.
And then Robinson. Robinson, you could say is a
Robinson's blue blood. SoCo's a blue blood. Braddock's a blue blood. West Springfield, studs last year. Yeah. Fairfax, been dominant on a tear the last 5 years, probably, right? In general, 5 or 6 years. I mean, West Potomac has always got talent, right? Go on and on, right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get into Patriot today, but I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Let's get to it. Right away. And this is Sparta, my friend. Let's start with good old West Springfield, a record-breaking year for them.
Yeah. They had a great season last year. They won 11-3. ended up winning Region C and losing to North Stafford in the state semifinals. Coach Parker's done and we called him probably the most underrated coach probably in the area.
Yes.
I really
Yep.
and he finally got a region titles, which seems to kind of solidify himself as being one of the top coaches in the area. Offensive coordinator David Bada, defense coordinator Eric Proctor, and the special teams coordinator Dave Deschelle. They're all coming back again. Same thing. So continuity is really big for them.
And then his sons. I mean, they're not mentioned there, but they are his. We'll say consiglieres.
Yeah, and they've done and they're both going to be head coaches.
Right.
My guess is sooner rather than later.
Yep.
We had heard that Darnell had been up for some head coaching positions. And I can't imagine it won't be long till he's a head coach as well.
Yeah, good guys, good family.
Yeah. So off of last year's region championship team, they're returning 4 stars in offense and 3 on defense. But they got to replace a lot of guys, right? It starts the quarterback position. They've got to replace. I think that's huge.
Man.
In general. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Scotty Lewis, right?
Yeah.
Quarterback of the. I think he was the region quarterback, right? All region quarterback.
I believe he was. Yeah.
I think he was, and he was a stud. He killed it all year. He was clutch, right, Mr. Clutch.
Yeah.
And then, but they're bringing back, Javon Austin, another good family. Kai Austin was the older brother. Javon came to his own last year. It wouldn't be a Patriot season without an Austin, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's been an Austin around in the Patriot for like the last 8 years.
Yeah. They're also bringing back Brendan Telfer. Now, the other guy they're bringing back, and we talked last on the last one, we talked about Liberty, about Aiden Mejia at Langley being possibly maybe one of the best players, if not the best player in the area. Dylan Wickham is going to raise his hand and be like, wait, not as Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friend. Dylan Wickham is the real deal. He is the real deal. To have that guy in the backfield, to have that guy come in from Texas and then kind of just drop into your lap. I mean, it's amazing for any school, right? To have that kid just kind of walk on your campus, and not just that though, but great young man. We got to talk to him.
Army,
smart young man, Army commit. Taking really difficult classes. Yeah, I mean he is the Eric Dickerson, right, of the area. I mean, right?
I was gonna say he really is. I was gonna call him all day AP, right?
Yeah. But he's long, tall, right?
Man, those strides. He doesn't even look as fast as he is.
Yeah.
Because of the strides, right? And Eric Dickerson was a lot like that.
Right. And they started using him on defense last year too. I mean, he is something special. I mean, he is, if we were doing preseason rankings, right, for the offensive player of the year in Region C, he's probably at the top of the list.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
If not the top. Now I know we're gonna get to other players. There's a few other players I'm sure that as we go through, like, what about him? But for that kid, I mean, he is a huge problem.
Well, when you have a new team and new players in certain key spots, right? Like quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Very important. I mean, your best friend's a running game, right?
Yeah.
And you're bringing back one of the best running backs in all of Nova.
Yeah. On the offensive line, senior Ben Warble is kind of taking a role as a leader. Starting all 14 games as a junior, and he played the last 2 with a broken hand. I mean, but that's great offensive lineman, right? I mean, that's just kind of what they do. But he is the only returning starter on the offensive line. But the coaches there expect him to have a big season. Wide receiver Evan Grauman. He's also expected to take on a big role as well. Started 6 games last season before breaking his collarbone. But they feel like he's probably one of the top 3 returning receivers in Northern Virginia to go along with Javon Austin. Yeah, I mean it's huge.
And now you got with Grauman and Austin.
Yeah,
take the top off and the running back.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They're going to need those receivers to produce because people are going to load the box. I mean, they're going to have to win. They have to win when their matches.
That is true.
They have a couple young guys that they expect to get to produce some. One is Aiden Petrella. He's a sophomore defensive back, and the other one Apollo Williams. Apollo Williams. As a Rocky fan, I know.
I mean, that's going to be our guy. We're going to call him the King of Sting this year.
The Master Disaster.
The Count of Monte Fisto.
Oh, you're already set up, man. You're already set up.
I've been waiting my whole life.
Yeah.
To root for some players with names from the Rocky movies. A little bit later, we're going to see a guy on a roster named Spider Rico.
That'd be funny if we did. If there's a guy named Rico, he's going to get named Spider Rico.
Yeah.
Offensively, Colin Burns is a senior offensive lineman. They're expecting to have big things from as well, because they're going to replace all four, right?
That's tough.
That's really tough. That's really tough. That being said, we know at the lower levels they had some talent. We saw them. They look they were going to be pretty big.
Yeah, so we saw them last year. You know, they're now sophomores, and I mean, Aiden Petrillo is probably one of those guys, and they got a stud class coming up.
Yeah.
All right, QB competition. Let's get into it here. West Springfield quarterback competition. We've seen them both, Mason. We've seen them both at 7-on-7s. Both look good. Issa Owens, the junior, and then Kyle Lewis, younger brother of Scotty Lewis, is the senior.
Yeah, so we saw them at 7-on-7s, but we're impressed with them both. You know, and you know, I don't know enough about Issa Owens, but I know that Kyle Lewis is going to play, right? If he doesn't win that quarterback job, he's definitely going to play somewhere. I mean,
he's a big guy.
He's a big, strong guy. I mean, obviously very athletic. You know, he can move. But they're gonna be battling it out, and so you know, right now, as we currently speak, they are currently sharing reps and trying to figure it out. Anyway, and we know that Coach Parker does not have a problem making a move. So again, we're big fans, and I'm sure he's gonna make the best decision possible for his team.
Yeah, and we've seen them both. They're both talented kids. I mean, we saw them both play at quite a few things. We saw them at the at the Robinson team camp.
Yeah.
And then we also saw them at some of the 7-on-7. So they're both good quarterbacks. Team leaders coming to the year: Javon Austin, Brandon Telfer, Ben Warble. They're counting on those guys. Some of the guys that kind of led the team last year.
Yeah, and I think that's the strength of their team, right? The strength of their team is going to be their skill position, right? I mean, we just routed off a bunch of guys that would probably start for 90% of the teams in the region. Right. I mean, if they're at A school, they'd still be the starter, and they'd probably be a bigger role than they would because they went to share the ball with the amount they have there, right? With again Austin, Telfer, Warble. I mean, it's going to be the strength of their team, which they're going to need to produce for when they have a developing offensive line. Offensively, they're always a multiple kind of approach, right? They can run the ball, they can throw the ball. They know that Wickham's gonna demand a lot of attention, but it's gonna give them a lot of opportunities for their other players to kind of make plays, right?
They know it. They know it's coming, and that's the beauty of it, right? They're working on. All right, they're gonna stop Wickham. This is what we're gonna do. We got this guy here. We got that guy here. We got two explosive outside receivers. And they got some other backs too, and we saw them last year at some of those sophomore backs. That if they need to, they can bring those guys up. And they are a loaded young team. Yeah.
Defensively, they're very much kind of cater their defense to what they have. Just kind of personnel base is kind of how they turned it. Trying to make sure that they can move from a 3 to a 4 to a 3-man front, depending on what they have. And I think with the amount of skill guys they have, I'd imagine you're probably gonna see a lot of odd out of them, just because skill based and stuff that they have, and they're trying to replace that defensive line. Now maybe they'll have some guys who will emerge, will be able to play there. But I'd imagine they're gonna stick in that kind of that 3-3 model that they've done for the last few years.
Well, look, D-line coaches don't grow on trees. Good ones, at least, don't grow on trees. So they're excited about Coach Jenkins as their D-line coach, and they're really going to, count this with Telfer and some of those other guys. They're going to count that D line.
Yeah,
make some noise for them.
Yeah, I mean, and they're coming to camp with a lot of competitions over there. But their goal, like anyone else, right? I mean, they've kind of had a taste of the postseason success, and so it's one of those things where now you're back at the bottom of the mountain, you guys start crawling back up. But that's got to be what they think, and I think they've got the talent to do it. Yeah.
I mean, look, what a season they had last year. They know that there's a target on their back, right? This is their look, for the first time in a long time, this is theirs. Not
Right.
Lake Braddock's, not South County's, right? It's theirs.
Right.
And they know people they're gonna be gunning for them, and they know it.
Yeah.
And let's get into kind of the schedule here. As far as we have the scrimmage, so the first scrimmage, which is North Stafford, which is the rematch, my friend.
Which is North Stafford, very different team than they faced last year.
Yes.
But I know that because of Parker's kind of a relationship with Stafford area, being
Right.
from North Stafford, that's part. And then they play. Then they have Colonial Forge, another North Stafford team.
Those are two good scrimmages, Mason.
Yeah, yeah. The Colonial Forge one's probably going to be the bigger test because, like I said, we've heard. I mean, at this point, we all kind of know a lot of the kids at North Stafford have left there, so it's going to be a very different team than what they had before. Before we get into this to the thing though, Coach Parker's 3 wins away from win number 300, win number 100.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, yeah. He is.
That's got to put him up, up there with West Springfield.
Yeah. So I mean, he has 53
Career
at
victories.
Springfield, and he's 6 away from Tiny Bill Renner.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, because I mean there were some glory days under Renner too. So
Yeah.
I mean it's well deserved, man. He's a hardworking coach.
Yeah.
And it should be fun celebrating this year. And my guess is they're going to get it. They're going to get the six victories. So
Yeah.
it'll be
He'll
fun.
tie. He'll tie and then get there. Let's see. You want to talk about just our schedule this year?
Yeah, I do a little bit. So, I mean, look, 11-3, amazing season, dude. I mean, an all-time season for West Springfield. They open up West Potomac. West Potomac, he's always got talent. You never know.
Right.
They had the Chantilly loss a year ago,
Right.
but they're going to try and flip that. It's a rebuilding Chantilly team, so they'll probably have the edge there. Then they got the Madison game. That was a close game last year, but they got the Madison game.
Yeah.
It's a tough game. And then they get into conference play. And then you got Robo, who, now Pannoni. And that's kind of a reunion game for Parkers and Pannoni,
Yeah.
right? They used to work together. You got South County. We know that rivalry runs deep.
Yeah. And that was South County went for 2 for the win in overtime.
Right. Remember last year, the pictures and all that stuff before the season started?
I'm a lot of remember that.
So, I mean, yeah. So I'm just saying that rivalry runs deep. And then you got the Woodson game. Then you got the weird non-conference game again. You got Yorktown in the middle of the season there. And they won that one. We thought that was going to be a great game last year, and they won that one.
Yeah. That was really interesting for sure.
And then, Fairfax, AC, and they kind of steamrolled through most of these games except for the Braddock game, which is the game we were at in November.
Right. Yeah.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
That was kind of, to me, that was Scotty Lewis kind of cementing his season with that win.
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
And then they finished off the season. They had they played Westpo in the playoffs. Then they played Fairfax. Is that right?
Yeah. That's right.
It was Westpo,
round 1, round 2,
Braddock, and then and then Braddock in the rematch for the region title, and then the North Stafford loss. So a hell of a season, man. And I was looking at these games, and I know we're going to get into predictions later, Mesa, but looking a lot, I mean, other than maybe Madison here, a few others there, they're primed for another good season, Mesa.
I believe so. Yeah. I mean, skill wise, I mean, you would probably take them, match them against any team you could probably talk about skill wise,
and they got good coaching.
Yeah, great coaching, absolutely.
Right, because you almost got to grade it out, right? When you and we don't have it here, but I'm just saying if when we're doing this kind of analysis of the season, you look at the skill players, right, the line, the coaching, that could cost you. And I look at there, and they check at least 2 of the 3 boxes, if not all 3. They're primed for a good season.
I think so.
All right, buddy. Well, we move on, and it was a close contest in that conference for for them to win it, and they squeaked it out over South County. So let's take a drive down past Texas Donut and stop by South County, buddy.
Texas Donut, man, that's
a good Texas Donut.
That'll good Texas Donut. South County under interim coach Jonte Craig coming in as the interim. With the previous head coach returning back to Texas. Last year they went 8-4. They were able. The reason they ended up finishing second is they scored 9 unanswered points in the fourth quarter in order to beat Lake Braddock.
Wow.
At Lake Braddock. Jonte Craig is the head coach. His offensive coordinator is Josh Gad. Joseph Davies is the defensive coordinator, and Juwan Johnson is the special games coordinator. Davies ends up becoming because last year Coach Craig was the defensive coordinator and head coach. He decided to bring him up.
Johnson's coming up from South County. He was the head coach of Potomac, so I mean that's a good addition.
Yeah, he'll oversee the D line as well.
Yeah, well, I think the addition of we met Coach Craig. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
young guy, and I think having a former head coach on staff is going to help him.
Yeah. South County is bringing back 6 starters on offense, 8 starters on defense. Off a team.
Yeah, buddy. And go ahead and tell us who leads the way on those returning starters.
I mean, obviously Dylan Miller, right? I mean, we talked before. He's probably the coming in. We talked about in the previous one. Dylan Wickham being probably the odds-on favorite to be the offensive player of the year. The guy right behind him is probably Dylan Miller. For sure, he is right now. If we're doing preseason all district guys, preseason all region guys, he's probably right now the preseason quarterback on that team.
I like Dylan Miller a lot.
He's good.
He's the Drew Brees of Nova. He's the Drew Brees of Nova.
I mean,
he's mobile when he has to be. Doesn't have a cannon. Doesn't need a cannon. He might be one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the area.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him at Oakton, and he was really impressive. Really,
I think he might be the most accurate quarterback in the area.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a few guys coming back. Jack Colgate's coming back. Amari Achampong, is that am I saying that right?
Yeah, Achampong. Yeah.
Thomas Powell.
Stud. By the way, stud running back.
Yeah. Thomas Powell, Noah Durand, Jeremiah Harris, David Soliata, Uriah Martin, CJ Cameron, Hamza Zeshan, Roddy Vincent, and Jonah Hardesty. Jonah Hardesty's really good too. He's
you named a bunch of studs. Out of that group, a lot of those guys are playing college ball.
Yeah,
a lot of those guys.
Yeah, they're all going on there as well. Some of the newcomers, Chaz Stamo, who I think played quite a bit last year. I mean, I remember covering him a little bit last year. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. Marcus Johnson, RJ Lestrand. Am I saying that right? Lestrand?
Yeah.
Lestrand. And Jalen Evans, our guys are coming in.
Jalen Evans coming from Texas, Mason.
Coming from Texas. Maybe another Wickham, right? Another Wickham.
Last time we had a guy come from Texas, he tore up the conference.
Yeah. So again, everything starts with Dylan Wickham coming in.
The Dylan Miller.
Dylan Miller. Because they're interchangeable as far as being really good, right? It looks like, so from our understanding, he's on track to set the career record for completions and passing yards, which at South County is huge, right? I mean, they had some guys come through there.
They did, yeah. Team leaders: Jack Colgate, Noah Durand, Jeremiah Harris, Hamza Zishan, Dylan Miller, and then Uriah Martin. Look, it's a new staff in a lot of ways, right? A lot of new guys there. I know, Coach Craig is the holdover, right? The main holdover as the head coach now, DC formerly, but he had to bring in some guys to replace some guys, and it's going to be interesting to see, how they improve. They're bringing back the core of their team, right? Yeah. And they feel like the D line, the D backs, the wide receivers, that's the strength. Look, you and I've said this. If the strength of your team is the D line or O line, you're going to be a force. Yeah.
Now they are oddly enough, it seems to be a reoccurring theme with all of them. The offensive line is where they really think that that they're really gonna have to evaluate and kind of figure out what they want to do there. But I do feel like that's pretty common across the board. I think for the most part, unless you're bringing back a bunch of offensive linemen, right? I mean, just trying to get that group to play as well. And I'm really curious what their offense is going to look like, because we know it looked like last year. Last year, that thing was That thing wasn't even Showtime Lakers. That was Paul Westfall's or Paul Westfall or
Oh, Westhead.
Paul Westhead's Loyola Marymount, right? Just going
It
right,
really was. It was fun to watch.
fast break. I mean, we on the Friday show we try to watch it, and sometimes we wouldn't get the play because it has an automatic replay. By the time the automatic replay was done, they were already snapping the ball again. So I mean, yeah, I'm curious. I'd imagine on defense are probably very similar to what they did because Coach Craig is going to be the head coach. I'd imagine they're not going to deviate very much from what they did last year.
Oh, defensively, I would imagine not.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll oversee it, but I guess that depends though, Mesa, and it's all about philosophies, right?
Right.
That's what makes it fun because there is some mystery here with the new. Even though we know a lot of these players, there could be a new offense and defense being run.
Yeah, well, I'd imagine offensively they're going to be different because the staff is gone. Defensively, I don't know there'll be a lot of change just because of the it wasn't like he had a full offseason and tried to develop this, right? I mean, I think the reason the big reason they went interim is because they wanted consistency over there. So I'd imagine things are going to change somewhat. I think offensively maybe more than defensively because I think especially when you have 8 returning defensive guys, you probably want to have them playing there as well.
No, I agree.
So scrimmage wise, they have 2 scrimmages, both Concord teams.
I love these scrimmages. I love them.
South Lakes for their first scrimmage.
Hey, how about that's like the good old Christian Wyatt versus Dylan Miller scrimmage? I like that.
Yeah, that should be really good. And then their second scrimmage against Westfield.
Another good scrimmage.
Yeah.
I like it. You're going out of your neighborhood. You're playing some tough teams. I like it. Biggest storyline here is how does Craig handle the transition, right?
Yeah, right.
That's the big. We know they got all the talent in the world, right? And the question is going to be, how does the team adapt to the new leadership, and now they're familiar with Coach Craig because he's there, but still now he's a head coach now. It's different, being even a coordinator and a head coach. We've talked about this. We've had coaches come on and talk about this how. They do a lot less football now. They do a lot more administrative crap that they hate. I shouldn't say hate, but that's not coaching.
No, they hate it. No, they hate it.
I know. I was trying to be nice, but yeah, I was trying to be nice. But so how do they adjust? How does he adjust? That's the big question here because the talent's there, my friend. The talent's there.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to get into their schedule.
Yeah, let's break it down a little bit from last season because we know them. They tore their front schedule though. Mesa is freaking brutal.
Well, last year they started off 1-3 and then rattled off 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins in a row.
Well, who wouldn't? Colonial Forge. They got the Hayfield game, and we know what it is.
Rivalry game, right? I mean, those kids.
Rivalry game. But we know that what happens usually when Patriot and National play.
Yeah.
Outside of like 2 games in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
So, but 3 of those games are Forge, Highland Springs, and West Springfield. Poof, man.
Yeah, that West Springfield early on is going to be a really interesting game. I mean, because
it is. Could be for the conference.
Could actually be for the district.
Then easier with Fairfax and then Robo.
But at South County, and I shared before, I hated playing at South County. I
agree.
Tough place to play. Tough place to play.
Especially in that era, though. In that era, it was tough.
Yeah. So at home against West Springfield, at home against Fairfax, then at Robinson, which I think is going to be a lot of underlying tones in that game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, South County coming to visit Coach Pannoni in his new home.
In his new home, leaving Pannoni Family Stadium, going to play Coach Pannoni at Robinson.
We might need to go to that one.
Yeah. Then at home against Woodson, at home against Braddock.
Oof, that was another great game last year.
Yeah. And then at West Potomac, and then closes at AC.
Right. And we know how they did last year in the playoffs. They dominated Falls Church in round 1, and then the close loss. It was a good game. It was close throughout the Braddock game.
Yeah, Braddock scored 10 points in the fourth quarter, kind of pulled away.
That's right. So they're going to be fun to watch. I'm intrigued by them because we interviewed Coach Craig. Like he said, he's a good guy, and he said it. He said, "I'm on an audition, right? I'm auditioning this year for the." He said he wants to apply for the job at the end of the year, and and we wish them the best. And let's see what they could do. Let's see what they could do. They're going to be a fun watch.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, we move on, my friend. We move on to a team, Mesa, that is not used to being third on this list, my friend.
They're not used to being third on this list.
They are not. We are going to pass Tony's Pizza. We're going to make a left at Spartan's Pizza, turn over there, and then head down to Lake Braddock.
Last year, Lake Braddock went 10-3. Ended up losing in the region final, which, I mean, they're used to being at least in the region final. I mean, last time Braddock was not in the region final?
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Yeah. We went 10-3. It's weird. Does anyone not call him Doc?
Yeah, he's Coach Doc.
Head coach, offensive coordinator, Colin Younts, and defensive coordinator Dave Tillery.
Well, they were in the region final.
They were. That's what I mean. When's the last time they have not been in the region final?
When have they not been in it?
When they have not been in it.
It's been, I don't know.
When's the last time they've not been in the region final?
It's a good trivia question.
My defense coordinator Dave Tillery, and then Doc and Vaughn Bolden kind of hold special teams responsibilities there at Braddock.
Well, this will be our chance to kind of pour one out for our good friend Coach Crush.
Yeah.
Like I said a second ago, good D-line coaches don't grow on trees, right?
Yeah, and might be one of the best. One, just fantastic human being.
Right.
Secondly, might be one of the best D-line coaches around.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree.
Yeah.
And we got some friends on this staff, right? I mean, Coach Doc is a good guy. Coach Gall, one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Brandon Smith. Brandon Haggett. I mean, the list goes on and on. All being completely truthful. We like this staff a lot. They're good guys.
Yeah. So returning guys, I think that it always starts at the very top. And everybody's got a guy, and Sam Rye is.
Why ask why?
I know Bordeaux was the runaway wine truck. I mean, Sam Rye is. Runaway.
Yeah, he's a bulldozer. He's one of the fastest guys in the area.
Yeah, and he's
but built like a freaking truck.
Yeah, built like a brick house, right?
He really is.
Yeah.
They got some studs out there, man. They got some studs coming back.
Josiah Bohm. I'm gonna
Bohmy, yeah.
Bohmy? Is the E on it? I don't know. Will Fedora. Will Fedora is coming back. Jared Pulliam. Isaac Ty, Cody Blaylock, and Jack Podsenik are coming back. They're coming back for what it's worth. 6 stars in offense and 5 on defense. I mean, that's for high school. That's really good. I think
it is good.
Close to half your guys coming back. I think that. But again, Braddock is a solid program. I'm sure they've got a lot of guys.
It's a blue blood, man. It's one of the best programs in all of Nova, all of Virginia.
Yeah.
Now, let's get to what everyone's talking about. We've had people buzzing us. I mean, my phone's going off right now. They're asking what's going on.
Well, some of the younger guys they have step up into roles they think are going to play a lot. Justin Saucedo, Wyatt Holcomb, Mark Khalid, Adam,
Abramovich.
Look at that. You are skilled, my friend.
Well, come on.
Evan Fitzgerald and Nathan Tarr.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was going.
Yeah,
those last 2 names, Evan Fitzgerald and Nathan Tarr. This is what everyone's talking about. Because look, is there another school in this area that is more synonymous with great quarterbacks than Braddock? There can't be.
Not for the last few. I mean, actually going back. I mean, how many?
Going back over a decade. Going back.
Yeah.
I mean, let's start at Niedrich. Niedrich, the one who went to Fordham and then went to UConn first. Niedrich's a stud. You had Caleb Henderson. Stud. You had Billy Edwards and his brother, right?
Yeah.
Studs. You got Leposti, stud. These guys everyone were named, by the way. We're not just saying stud. They're all Division I. They were all Division I quarterbacks when they left Braddock.
All right.
Leposti, and then now Ty Jackson.
Right.
I mean, kind of big shoes to fill for these. No pressure there, right?
Right.
So it'll be now. We saw one of them. We saw Tar. You and I saw Tar. We were there at a JV game,
Yeah.
and we saw Nathan Tar. Now from afar,
You look
Tar.
like Ty Jackson.
He looked like Ty Jackson. He was big like him, strong
Yeah.
armed. So that you give him the same number, you might even think it's him from far away.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Probably not as big. Ty's a big guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and were they both lefties?
No, I think he's a righty. Maybe I'm wrong.
Ty was a lefty.
Ty was lefty. I thought you meant Tar. If he was
Yeah, no.
lefty.
I was asking if he's that's uncanny if he's also a lefty.
Yeah. I don't think I don't think he's lefty, but I'm not
Yeah, I
sure.
don't think so either. But it'd be crazy if he was. But yeah, so the leaders, like you said earlier, Rye, Posednik, Fedor, Pulliam, right? Those are guys. They set the standard, right? They maintain the standards,
Yeah.
and they know what it takes, right? Biggest
Now,
strength, Mesa.
now I'm curious if, and don't get me wrong, they've been physical before, but are they going to, because of, coming in with a more inexperienced quarterback, are they going to rely more on just kind of being physical up front, right? I mean, is that where they're going to, for the last few years, they've kind of have the luxury of having explosive guys on the outside, Division I quarterback, are they going to lean a little more heavy into kind of a ground and pound situation?
I mean, if you're asking me for outside looking in, I would. You got Rye.
Yeah.
I'm pounding the rock to Rye, right?
Yeah.
Especially early in the season, right? Let your quarterback get his feet wet, right? And I mean, these guys are first time starters at the varsity level.
Yeah.
So I would pound the rock to Rye early on.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna be also a lot of they still have the RPO game that they like a lot.
Yes.
And with a veteran staff like that, I'd imagine that they're gonna figure out what they can do well. But I defensively they're probably going to be. I mean, with 6 guys coming back, they kind of do what they do defensively, and they have a really good system there as well. Just kind of, and especially where they game plan and all these other things. I think they're going to do a fantastic job. But I know on the back end they're looking to really kind of rebuild on the back end of their defense. I know that that's kind of where they feel they need to improve a lot out. And then again, the quarterback position that's going to be huge for them. But they feel very confident up front. Their offensive and defensive line is kind of, and it's really interesting. The teams ahead of them, that's not where they're confident at, right? Is their offensive line?
That's what I was going to say. So we're talking about a team that says its strengths are both the O line and the D line.
Yeah.
Whew. It's usually the kind of team you want to buy stock in when you hear that.
They aren't.
I mean, they say it point blank. Strong positions, O line and D line. So I think that puts you in a good spot, man. And then you have a good running back. You have a good running game. Man.
Yeah, and for them, the goal is to win the Patriot, right? When you're at Braddock, I mean, your goals are not just, to finish 500. I think the goal of Braddock is really big, just because,
right?
They're a blue blood of the area, and I think that's going to start with their scrimmages, right? Chantilly and Garfield, which are interesting 2 scrimmages, right? To take on, Chantilly and Garfield. Chantilly trying to get back to the place they were before.
Hey, real quick, shout out Coach Doc, going for his 150th career victory this season. 150.
Oh, is he? Oh, wow.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, they the first scrimmage against Chantilly, and then the next one is against Garfield. And Garfield for the last few years has given them pretty much everything they can handle, right? I mean, now Garfield's been a little different. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've got some skill guys. But they're gonna be a little different than they were in the last few years without the quarterback whose name escapes me all of a sudden.
Well, I mean, that's how you know that's how you and I found out that Garfield was as good as they were.
Yeah.
And when the reports came back, you go back 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was there, and I was like,
yeah, that's right. You were there. You called me and you said, "Hey, dude, Garfield's giving these guys all they can handle in the scrimmage."
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh shoot, Garfield's gonna be the real deal." And the last 2 years, Garfield played for their conference title, right?
Yeah.
So I love that scrimmage. Chantilly should be interesting, right? To see what they got. But I really like the Garfield one. How about this? How about little LED lights in the stadium? They're going to have some fun, aren't they, with some light shows and all that stuff.
Are they going to do that? Are they going to have the?
They are now. And Doc said, he joked and said the Bruins are finally going to be able to properly see the field.
Their field has been pretty dark.
It is. That field's always been, it's dim. It's kind of on a weird little like slant thing, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's a weird stadium. And I know you have personal feelings about the stadium. That's what, right. That's where you blew out your knee.
This is where I blew.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, there one thing about Braddock, and I'll give their doc and the athletic department and admin too. They're always on the cutting edge of stuff. They're really cool, and they have a lot of fun with the helmets and the jerseys for the kids. You know that.
Yeah.
They're always interchanging. Every year they have they do a jersey thing or every offseason they pick their new colors they're going to wear. I mean, it's got to be within a certain scheme, but they pick out new colors, new helmet colors, new jerseys. They got the cool homecoming jerseys, got names on the back. The kids love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kids bust their butts in football, man. And win, lose, or tie, man. It's tough. And to give these moments to these kids, fun stuff, fun gear, fun swag. It's a little side thing. It makes it fun. But now you got them doing the lights. They're going to have fun with that.
Yeah.
They're one of the first ones that I remember in the conference, at least, that had the thing to run through. The
blow up tunnel.
Right, in the conference. I mean, not like in the area, but in the conference, they're one of the first ones. So I just feel like they're always on the cutting edge of doing things that the extra mile that makes it fun for the kids. That's important.
Yeah.
But yeah, buddy, it's a big year for them, man.
Yeah.
We look, they're going to stick with what they do. That's what they say. I think you're going to see the most run heavy. My personal opinion, you're going to see the most run heavy Braddock team you've seen in a long time.
I mean, I don't know how you went with that back. You want to get their schedule?
Go for it.
Yeah. So they open up with AC. What's weird, the amount of Patriot. Well, I guess because the Patriot has 8 teams in their thing.
Last year, am I screwing up years or no? I'm not. My memory's bad. My memory's not bad.
It was
I know they won this game. But this was the weird game where they had a forfeit.
Yeah, it was a forfeit loss last year. That
ended up being a killer for them.
Yeah, it did. And end up hurting them. Although they got the region final, so I mean,
they did. But you know what I mean. It would have been less of a squeaky finish, and everybody wants to win the conference, right?
Yeah. Then they play Madison last year.
That's a great game. That's always a great game.
Madison have down by 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and they came roaring back. Then they are at home. They're at AC. They're at Madison. Then they're at home against Forest Park. And I know last year they said there was issues with the Forest Park game going down there, but it was a close one. Then they are
those first 2 out of 3 are really tough.
Yeah, but then they are at home against Robinson, which again, entering matchup. The old rivalry. Doc and Pannoni have played each other pretty tight for the last few years. So, I mean, those have been pretty good games. Then they are at Westfield. Man, I mean, look at that schedule early on, man.
You and I have been talking about this, the tough schedules. They're taking the tough schedule on a chin when it's not the 4-4. They got point. They need points to win the Patriot.
Yes. Yeah.
So give them credit.
Then they are at home again for Woodson. They're at home for West Potomac. They are at South County.
Yeah.
Which another game which going to have huge playoff implications. They are at home against Fairfax.
Yeah.
And then they are at home against West Springfield.
Man. That's a gauntlet.
Yeah.
It's an absolute gauntlet, and it's going to be fun, buddy. I can't wait.
Fun until
someone takes the playbook away. All right. All right, buddy. Well, we move on. We pull out of Burke, and we're going to head on down to Fairfax City. Not too far. Maybe we'll stop by our friends over at Kelly's Oyster House.
Yeah. So last year Fairfax finished 506-6. I believe they finished 6-6. Is that right? 6-6?
They were 4-3 in conference. So yeah, they were 6-6 on the year. Yeah.
On the year. Coach Taylor is the head coach and offensive coordinator.
Eddie McClain.
Eddie McClam? I believe it's McClam. Is the DC over there. Some new coaches added to his staff with Clark Porter, Satchel Paige, and Nick Borga is coming out.
Nick Borga, a former player. He played a couple of years ago for them. Yeah, good player.
Yeah. They have 4 stars on offense and 3 on defense coming back. So they're going to need a lot of guys to replace as well. Some of the top returning players they have is Clayton Smith, Aiden Leo Christopherson.
Yeah.
Like who was the music artist? Chris Christopherson, right?
Chris Christopherson.
I hope he knows the what's the name of this? What's the other song?
No one knows who that is anymore, bud.
Between New York City, the best you can do is fall in love.
No one knows who that is anymore.
You knew?
Yeah, those old guys.
Yeah. All right. So we've been talking a lot about guys who are leading candidates for offensive players of the year. I'll give you out leading guy leader for the defensive player of the year. Big Anthony Murad.
Oh, the goose, the Syracuse of Nova.
Yeah, I mean I remember talking to a coach and he was like, "Yeah, when you play against him, just run the other way. Don't run at that kid.
Don't run at Murad.
He is a problem.
For lunch, man. He'll take your lunch money.
Yeah, he will take your lunch
step
money.
on your hands when he walks away.
Ben Taylor, Baker Morris coming back. You're a big Baker Morris guy.
Big Baker Morris guy, yeah, man.
And Adam Chavez are coming back as well. Some of the guys they need to step up in roles. A guy that we know personally.
Yeah, Avery Murray, former
Avery Murray,
Woodson guy, or I guess
Frost guy.
Woodson District guy.
Frost. Yeah.
Daniel, his brother was at Woodson. His brother was at
Woodson. Daniel Nishinov, and Malik or Malik Rashad. Looks like they're gonna need to step into or are expected to take on some big roles there for Fairfax.
Now, quarterback competition, buddy. Javier Velasco, Baker Morris. It's an important evaluation for them. They want to establish the run game. They want to create explosive plays. Look, we know Coach Taylor. You better protect the football.
Yeah.
Manage the offense. Protect the football.
Offensively, actually just kind of as a program, and I think you and I both know this. I mean, one, you know this because you know Coach Taylor. You've known him for a while. He really builds a weight room culture, right? I mean, those kids are strong, and that's why they're so physical. I mean, that's one thing about Fairfax, right? They are physical on both sides of the football.
I've said it before. I'm on record of saying it. There might be nobody.
Yeah.
That manages a PFIT class the way he does, he's great in the weight room, and the results are there. You can't argue with the results.
Yeah. They feel like size is going to be an advantage for them. But offensively, right, Fairfax is going to run the football. I mean, so we talked about Coach Crush, and because he's not at Brackmore, we kind of talk about what he said. Like, you've got to get ready for the run game because those guys can block. Those guys can block and they can run. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, obviously, a few years ago when they had Rojas, they were just undeniable. But the thing
in the Rojas days, and they had some good linemen.
Yeah.
But even with that, you and I could have been linemen, and Rojas would have still broken some 80-yard runs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, they're gonna be physical on offense. Coach Taylor has offensive system that he truly believes in.
He does, and it works.
Yeah.
I mean, he got the results.
And oddly enough, I think you can say the same thing for them defensively, right? Defensively, they're going to be physical. I mean, that's just what they do, right?
That's what they do. They're physical as hell, man. And I mean, they're in tackling drills right now as we speak, probably.
Yeah.
Quarterback competition that we talked about earlier. But that's going to help define how they structure the offense a little bit, though.
Right.
Overall philosophy, will stay the same. But, if they have a little more trust in that QB, they might take, might take a few shots here and there, right?
Yeah.
But they don't plan to make any major changes to the offense. Like you said, defense, they're going to play fast. They're going to be physical. They're going to prevent any big plays. They got goals, right? They got goals, my man. They want to improve from last year.
Yeah.
They finished 6-6, and there were some games there that they had chances to win, and I'm sure Coach has them circled on his schedule this year. Three things. It was Jack Palance and City Slickers was one thing. Three things here: give maximum effort, play physical football all 4 quarters, right? Compete.
Yeah. So coming into the season, they got Washington. They have WNL. Good old WNL. It's their first scrimmage.
Good scrimmage, man. It's good scrimmage.
Good scrimmage, and their second scrimmage against Brentsville.
Going out to Brentsville. Wow. A little drive down to Brentsville. Yeah, you go apple picking, while you're out there.
They apple in Brentsville. I don't think I've ever been there.
I'm sure they do. I'm not sure, but probably do.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Big storylines for them. All right. Right. Stay healthy. Right. They return 7 overall starters. Not a lot, but for them, he's got guys in the weight room. You and I both know they're bringing up some good sophomores.
Yeah.
We talked about Murray a second ago, right? And that leading the way of that sophomore class. Those guys have a chance to take some jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those young, some of the young studs they like.
Yeah.
So let's get into their schedule here, man. Let's get into the schedule a little bit.
So they are going to Langley, and that's a really interesting game. I'd imagine that's going to be a game we're probably going to circle for one of our games of the week. I'm sure it's a candidate at this point. I'm going to see how Coach Taylor devises a game plan against Aiden Mejia. I think that's going to be a really interesting. Not to talk about Langley, and we're talking about the Fairfax preview, but that I think it's going to be interesting. We talked about Langley's skill guys, and Fairfax kind of beefy up front. I think it's going to be one of those different styles of plays right there.
Yeah, and we talked about Langley in their preview, talking about how they're still developing a line, right, and trying to figure out the pieces of their line.
Yeah.
Whereas you got Anthony Murad and company.
Yeah.
Here he comes. Yeah. Right, here he comes. So and he wants to eat early and often. And they're going to move him up and down the D line this year. You watch. Yeah. I think he's going to be a weapon. They're going to move him around. We saw him playing, I think, center at the team camp.
Center, yeah, that's right. He's playing the offensive line too.
So, Now you do wonder because, hopefully he's in Big Anthony. I'm sure he's probably running sprints right now, but he's got to be in shape. He better be in shape. And I know Coach Taylor runs a tough offseason program. So I'm sure he had those guys running a lot of gassers.
Yeah. Then they are at home against Westfield. Again, a big game. Then it's the family affair. It's a family affair.
Yes.
At Robinson, right?
It's another good one. We need to go to that one.
It's another family affair. And then they are at home. I'm sorry, they're at Chantilly. I'm sorry, at home against Chantilly.
The Chantilly one is kind of key because at head coach at Chantilly now is the
That's right.
interim coach at Fairfax.
That's right. Then they are at home. I'm sorry, they go to South County. And then they go to AC.
Well, you skipped Westbo. They're home. They're home against Westbo.
Oh, that's right. They're home against Westbo. They are at South County, at AC, at home against West Springfield. They're going to Braddock, and then they close the season at home against Woodson. What will probably
that's an interesting game too. That's become kind of a rivalry there. That Fairfax City matchup.
Well, they're right down the road. They're
right,
right down the road. Which should be.
And that was a relatively close game last year with Woodson.
It was close early on, and then eventually Fairfax pulled away. Let me pull that up really quick.
Games that I'm looking at here.
It was 8-6 at the half.
Right. So I'm looking at games that they could just look based off scores, right? That they could flip. Yeah. First of all, that 21-0, and we saw that game. That game was close to like the mid-third And
and
Sandberg kind of pulled away with some big
Sandberg
runs.
went off, right? Did Sandberg like break like a 90-yard touchdown?
Yes.
Ridiculous like that.
So that I think they could flip that one. I'm not saying they will, but I'm saying they could. Westfield will be tough. There'll be dogs in that. Looking at the South County game was close, Mesa.
South County game was close. They were up 9-0 at the half. South County had to score 7 points in the second half or to win. In fact, they were up. They were up by 1 going into the fourth.
I mean, I think that's one you could flip, right? I think you could.
There was a fumble in the goal line, if I remember correctly. I remember somebody fumbled at the goal line. I don't know which one it was, but I remember a fumble being like somewhere near the goal line. So I remember watching that game, and we flipped around. And we were like, "Wait, how did South County get the ball back?" Or something like that. I think it was something crazy like that.
So they won. What was their record at the end of the year? It was 5-5, right?
5-5, yeah.
Yeah, it's 5-5. So I see at least 2 they could flip. I mean, you could be looking at a 7-win team here. That's pretty good. That's a great season.
Yeah.
And I feel like under Taylor, I mean, they become a that kind of a team, right? And where like every year it's 6 wins, 7 wins, 8 wins, right?
Yeah.
He's had them going in the right direction. So it'll be good to see. I can't wait for that Langley game week 1.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, buddy. All right, we're gonna pull out of Fairfax City, buddy. Getting the old family truckster, right? The metallic P. And let's drive down to AC. Maybe we'll pick up some Roy Rogers on the way there. We'll wait on the donuts. We'll pick up the Krispy Kreme on the way to West Potomac afterwards. Let's head over, man. See what we got. AC, you know what?
Oh, that's right, because AC had the win against the win against Braddock. That's why.
That's right. Yeah. That win against Braddock helped. I mean, did a lot.
Yeah,
it did a lot. They got him in the playoffs, actually.
Yeah, got him in the playoffs. Yeah.
So, AC. Was there anyone who had pound for pound a better running game last year?
I mean, no.
But not only that,
yeah,
they ran that play and that offense all season long.
All season long. Yeah.
To the tune of making the playoffs, Mason.
Yeah. Yeah.
People knew what they were doing. They said, go ahead and stop us. And half of their opponents couldn't stop them.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, Coach Huey.
Yeah.
And this staff, Coach Eisenhower, Coach
Offensive
Walton, and Coach Special Teams, Coach Thorne.
Yeah.
Bringing back all in the same positions they held last year. It's good to see the continuity because it's hard. You don't see that much continuity. You're seeing a lot of people moving these days.
Yeah. So they returned 11 total starters. I'm
Right.
not sure offense and defense, but they returned 11 total starters. And I mean, I think because guys play both ways, right? So it's kind of weird. I mean, I guess you could match it up that way. A guy who I'm sure it may have something to say when we get to the end of year awards. Deandre Duarte coming back at running back.
I feel like this is the 8th year we've been covering Duarte.
Yeah.
He was like a freshman when we first started covering him. That's why. I just feel like he's been a varsity running back for so long. We've been covering him throughout, and he's just such a stud.
Yeah.
Hamid Sham, the linebacker. Kevin Coates, wide receiver, D back. Wesley Anderson, O line, D line, and Anthony Spears at D back.
Yeah. And I didn't realize that Duarte was an all-state honors at running back last year.
Oh, he's a stud.
Yeah. I just didn't realize. And so some of the guys that they have that they need to step up, Kevin Schultz, Hamid Shime, Wesley Anderson, Jaden Johnson, and Terry Shamari are coming in as well. And along with Adrian Patrick, someone else who looks like that they're going to need to come in.
Now, the quarterback position. All right.
Yeah.
There's something that we watched several of their games last year, and their quarterback last year graduated. He could run, Mace. He could move.
I mean, that's what they did with him.
Right. I mean, he'd either give or pull it and go. And they're trying to find someone. So they say they're still working on that. They're still competing. Guys are competing. They have several talented athletes that say that are kind of trying to find who it's going to be. They say the quarterback position will be the most important. They're saying the most important storyline that is there right now, and because the winner's going to have to direct this offense and be able to create explosive plays on his feet.
Right.
And then every once in a while, I think what they were missing. Every once in a while, they would love for that guy who's going to be a runner first, probably, but pull that ball out and hit a wide open receiver downfield.
Right. So the things that probably I think kind of hit on again. The things that they think the most position wise strong as running back, linebacker, tight end, and offensive line. Now, offensive lines are really interesting, right? And another team that is not. We've talked before about kind of the overall trend, but these last two are like no, our offensive line is actually pretty set at. But again, quarterback and wide receiver are probably going to be the two places that they're going to need to reevaluate at. And defensive back is another place. And we kind of touched on it, and they want to run the ball, right? I mean that's what they want to do. They want to run the ball. They want to be able to go play action and call be able to catch you off guard. And because if their run game is as effective as last year, I mean you have to you have to bring up 8 in the box. You've got to play the run, and just any kind of little play action. Sometimes just dump it over your head. I mean, and try to keep people honest.
Well, I mean, like we talked about it before, if the strength of your team, I think we were talking about this with Braddock. It was Braddock. The strength of your team is O-line and running back. You're going to be a problem offensively,
right?
Especially in high school football. Come on.
Yeah. And the flip side is kind of very similar. We were talking about very run heavy teams like Fairfax. If you're going to be physical up front with the run game on offense, you're probably going to try to read that to your defense as well, being able to stop the run and being physical there. And I think that's kind of their mantra, right? Their mantra is being fast, physical, disciplined, relentless, and I think that they're going to try to blend that together through their offensive and defensive systems.
Well, they love Sham at linebacker,
yeah,
and they love their linebacker room in general, right? And they say Sham, Spears, and Coates in the secondary, and then Anderson and Patrick up front. They sound like they got the makings of something over there, man. If they could figure out the quarterback spot, and they're still working on it. If they can, and they got time, but if they figure this out, they could be a problem.
Yeah. And I think that one of the key for them is staying healthy, right? I mean, there are some guys they have to depend on. They've got to stay healthy throughout the season, and sometimes that can be tough, especially when you're talking about a physical kind of brand of football. I mean, guys get banged up, especially. But they do like the running back room, so you may see a rotational at running back, right?
Yeah. And the other thing is that the highlight. One thing that I found interesting was the culture change over there. I mean, I think. And you and I've talked about this, is that people look at, and I get it. I mean, wins and losses. I mean, it's sport, and that's important. They're a playoff team, by the way.
Yeah.
So they're doing something right with the wins and losses, anyways.
Right.
But aside from that, is the culture change that's taken place over there. That's something that the staff is really proud about. They say that just the accountability that players are taking, the time invested that the players are making. That's a proud point for the coaching staff.
Yeah. They're coming this season, just kind of focusing on building a culture there, and I think kind of what you talked about there. They're coming this season, just trying to get over some of the lack of experience that they have, and putting their kids in the best position to win. Kind of being disciplined, controlling the line of scrimmage. I think that's where they're at.
And I'll tell you what, I love that stadium, man. I love the you and I talk about the blue stadium.
Yeah.
I think it's just I always enjoy playing there and or coaching there. It's a fun place to go to, even for all the sports, for lacrosse, for that. It's one of the nicest stadiums.
Yeah.
It's just a nice layout,
Yeah.
You're not too far from going down to Alexandria, some good spots in Alexandria afterwards. I'm a big fan of the whole setup they got going over there. Now, I don't know if we have their scrimmage. I don't think we do.
So we know have Langley, right? If I'm not mistaken, they do have Langley for their first scrimmage. If I'm not mistaken.
That's right. That's right. I like that. I think that's a good scrimmage.
Yeah,
I do. I do like that.
Yeah.
Let's kind of go into the season and see what we're looking at as far as our schedule goes. They're going to open up. We talked about it earlier with Braddock. And look, Braddock's coming at him 100 miles an hour after the way things went down last year. Yeah. Potomac Senior, week 2. Now they got a new coach over there that came from North Stafford, so that should be a fun game. AC just destroyed them last year, 42-6. We'll see, but it's a different Potomac Senior team, so we'll see what they got. In week 3, Crossland, another big win for them.
Yeah.
And then Lewis, they played Lewis last year. So they got some game. Braddock game aside, if you're them, I mean, you really like your first 3 games after Braddock.
And then they're at home against Woodson.
And okay, so I wanted to pump the brakes right there. That's a big game, Mesa. Look at that score.
Yeah.
That's a huge, huge game for both teams.
Mm.
That game, and I'm saying it now, that game could have playoff implications later on.
Yes. No,
And
I
probably
agree.
their next 2, the Woodson game and the Westpo game. And look at those 2 scores, Mesa.
Yeah, both 1-score games, right? I mean, both
One score, 1 point games.
1 point, 2 points, 1 point. Yeah.
I mean, huge games. So, and so I'm not only the Woodson game, the Westpo game too. Those 2 games will make or break playoffs for all 3 of those teams. We'll talk more about that when we get to Woodson and Westpo in a minute. Fairfax, close game.
Yeah.
Another close game, 1-score game. The Robo game. There are a lot of eyebrows raised at that game last year.
Yeah.
4-point game. We'll see. This time they got to travel to Robo. We'll see how that goes. And then they kind of ended, couple tough games there. I'll tell you what though, them and Fairfax knew each other really well. Look at those scores in both games.
Yeah, I mean, but I think we talked. I mean, I remember when we were covering those games, very, very similar in the way they play football, right?
Right, and even that South County game.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I can't find the box score on that, but I do remember that game being was AC up. I feel like AC was up at some point.
Yeah, the thing about AC is that they can run the ball so well, and if they play tough defense. Don't make any mistakes, so they'll make you pay.
Yeah.
So just a interesting team, and now we're getting to the spot where we're starting to, we went through Braddock, went through West Springfield and South County. Now we're kind of getting to these who's going to be in these 5, 6, 7, 8 spots when it comes playoff time. All right, buddy, good stuff, man, good stuff. All right, well, I got an idea. Let's stay in Alexandria. Let's swing by Krispy Kreme, get some donuts. I'm a Boston cream guy. I don't know what you like. What's your donut of choice?
I mean, I like chocolate bars and glazed Swiss.
Okay, so we'll get some of those, and let's swing by good old West Potomac, my friend. Now, Westpo, we'll talk a little bit about them. Had a hard time getting a hold of Coach Louisville, right? But we do know. Look, Coach Taylor.
Coach Taylor's
was at Mount Vernon is over there calling the offense now.
Yeah, I think that's a big hire. Bringing Coach Taylor.
It's a great hire. We're big Taylor guys.
Yeah.
We think he did a great job over there.
Yeah.
And it's good to see him back, right?
Yeah.
Now, bringing some guys. They were very – look at the roster. They're very senior heavy last year, Mesa. Very senior heavy. Ton of seniors. They're bringing back some guys. You got Jack Coulter at linebacker. Bringing back Tashard McMillan. Again, I'm not exaggerating when I say they were very senior heavy. Kyrie Hunley Johnson coming back. Henry Packard at QB. And I didn't say Hewlett Packard. Son of a gun, I said Henry Packard. Sebastian Zornez, Chase Seifert, Clark Brown, Leo Dietz, Charles Campbell, Jamar McBride. So bringing back a whole slew of guys that are young. These are young bucks, man. Some of these guys are sophomores. So we'll see. I mean, we were looking at their JV teams was pretty solid last year, and their freshman teams are always good at Westpo. You know that.
Yeah.
So interesting to see what they could do. One thing about West Potomac over the years, they can surprise people sometimes.
Oh yeah, I mean they're on the doorstep of beating South County last year, or 2 years ago. 2 years ago in playoffs, maybe about 3 years ago.
I think 2 or 3 years ago in the playoffs.
Years running into each other now.
They were the team, an underdog Westpo team
knocked out Rojas's junior year.
Tony Rojas's Fairfax team junior year, yes, and they were underdogs in that game. So they can upset people if you don't take them lightly.
No.
So we like what Coach Taylor's doing over there on the offense. I think it's a good hire for Coach Taylor, and we'll see what they can. He can put some points on the board, and we'll keep an eye on them this year. Real quick, just looking at their schedule, as we go, it right out of the gates, we got the West Springfield game, but that week 2 game, makes the Mount Vernon game. That's a big rivalry out there.
That is, but they handled pretty well last year.
They did handle them pretty well, but it's a big rivalry always whenever they. Again, it just goes back to that national patriot thing, but we'll see. This might be the year where keep an eye on Mount Vernon in that game. We'll see.
Yeah.
South Lakes, tough one in week 3. Fairfax. Then you got Hayfield, again, another national team. Hayfield, they beat Hayfield pretty handedly. Then you got AC, Alexandria matchup there. That was a close game.
Yeah.
They got Braddock, and then they go to conference play. The Woodson game. Here we are, buddy. Look at the score of that game, 16-12.
Yeah.
Close game. What did I tell you earlier? I said there's a few games, AC Westpo, Woodson AC, Woodson Westpo, and vice versa, all those 3 teams playing each other. Those games are going to determine that 7 or 8 seed this year. Just watch.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right, buddy. Well, that's what we got for Westpo. Let's pull out of Alexandria, my friend. We're going to head on down to Fairfax, Burke area. Maybe stop by University Mall, maybe Velocity Wings, a little pit stop there. And head over to our friends at Robinson, buddy.
Yeah, Robinson this year coming under new head coach Jerry Pannoni, of which I bring up all the time that me and Coach Pannoni have a degree of separation when we both coach at the same place in Rio Rancho in New Mexico. I'm sure I brought that up. So at this point now, you could also drink when I bring that up as well. I think that's another. Thing.
I still got to say though, it's a small world. The fact that you guys were at the same school, right?
Yeah. I mean, not at the same time, but yeah, at the same school.
Not at the same time, but yeah.
Although I was wondering this about Coach Pannoni. Is there anybody who has coached in all 4 districts? And has he coached in all 4 districts?
So the current districts as currently together, obviously Patriot, obviously Concord.
And he was in the national, correct? With because where did Coach Blevins go to? Coach John Blevins. Was he at Falls Church?
No, I don't think he would have been. He wasn't a head coach.
He was the head coach. Okay.
I don't think he was never a head coach at a national team.
Or not.
Right that I could think of. But then you got Concord, current. I'm sorry, not Concord. Current Liberty.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I was mistaken. I was trying to figure out. Well,
that's a fun game. That's a fun game to play, though.
Yeah, like who's coached in multiple districts, right?
All right. Well, and in terms of guys, I'll say this about Coach Pannoni. I mean, he's the Bruno Sammartino of Nova, and he is the living legend. And he has coached at a lot of the Patriot schools. I mean, West Springfield, Woodson, obviously Robinson now, Fairfax. He was a coach at Fairfax.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we missing? AC, Braddock.
Yeah.
And I think there's one more we're not saying. West Potomac. I know he was a teacher there.
Maybe he was. Wow, who knows? Well,
but he's making the Patriot rounds. That's impressive.
Yeah, living legend, right? Living legend of the area, right?
Bruno Sammartino, baby.
A state title, right? He's got a state title on
title ring.
And he's going to, I mean, what has been for a long time, right? Traditional power here in Fairfax.
Yeah. And I'll say this: the Centerville team that ended up winning, he developed a lot of those kids when they were younger because he was there a year or 2 before they won their state title at Centerville.
Okay. So he is the brand new coach at Robinson, and you and I were talking off camera, talking about Robinson for the forfeit win that Braddock had. Could Robinson possibly make the playoffs? Because they would have all been 4-6, right? Westpo, Robinson, and AC. Now I know AC beat them head to head, but like with the PowerPoints and all that stuff, and now they're top. And Robinson would have beaten Westpo. Westpo would have beaten AC, and AC would have beaten Robinson. I mean, who knows, right? Who knows what could have happened?
I think knowing that AC got all those points from Braddock.
Yeah,
Braddock's worth a lot of that's worth a lot of points.
Right.
I think the answer is definitively yes. I think they got because it was so close that three-way tie or whatever with that three-way.
Well, it wasn't so close. It wasn't a three-way tie at that point because AC had the extra win. They had the 5 wins. But if they don't get that forfeit win, they have 4 wins. And AC, Westpo, and Robinson are all 4 and 6, right?
I'm gonna, without having the numbers in front of me, I think it's actually an easy yes. Robo gets in.
Yeah,
because that Braddock game was worth so many points.
Yeah, 2 years in a row, right? Robinson was on the bus getting ready to go to playoff games 2 years ago, and this year, I mean,
I think they might be saying, as you say, great lead Corso, not so fast, my friend. They brought in, like we said, the living legend.
Yeah, and he brought in a really veteran staff, right, with offensive coordinator Mike Donaldson and defensive coordinator Joe Gingrich, who last year was at. Now it's weird, right? You have all these coaches who are at the rivals, right? Coach Pannoni and Coach Donaldson were at Fairfax. Coach Gingrich was at spent a year there. So I mean, they have intimate knowledge of these guys, and also just veteran coaching staff, right? Veteran coaching staff has been around a long time and really know how to run a program. Yeah,
they know. Not only do they know Fairfax coming over, and Coach Gingrich knows Braddock coming over, but obviously they all know Soko from being there 2 years earlier. So they have intimate knowledge of the rosters.
Yeah.
Of several of the best teams in that conference outside of West Springfield.
Right. And they were all in the district. And they all saw the other teams play. I mean, what a great scouting report. But they were young last year. They're bringing back 8 starters on offense and 6 on defense.
Man, it's impressive. That's really impressive.
And also, I think we talked before about when a new coach comes in too, right? A lot of the guys have a chance to kind of make a first impression, because you didn't know. I mean, you don't have any ties, and my guess is they're probably going to run different stuff offensively than they did last year, and different stuff defensively as well.
Well, and a big, I mean, you and I have been talking about this all off season. One of the few teams that is bringing back a QB, Moises Dorado.
Yeah, along with Adrian Beckford at defensive end, Aiden Wilson at wide receiver free safety, Bruce Bannon, a senior at strong safety, Davis Hall.
Don't make him angry. You won't like Bruce Bannon when he's angry.
Davis Hall at center, and Tyler Cabrera at running back.
Well, you didn't like the Incredible Hulk pool there, Bruce Banner? Bruce Banner.
I laughed. What are you talking about?
It's a good one, Dr. Bruce Banner.
Dr. Bruce Banner.
David
Banner in the TV show.
Yes. Some key guys taking on bigger roles: Moises Dorado and Adrian Beckford taking on bigger roles this season.
Yeah, and then some of the younger guys they have coming in that looks like they're gonna have a chance to kind of impact Johan Mitku and Dylan Carbaugh.
Yeah. And they got some young guys. Robinson's like we said, it's a blue blood program. They probably got some strong talent coming up.
Yeah, and I'm sure the offseason was really well because everyone knows Coach Pannoni really knows how to run a good offseason. Now quarterback Moises Dorado looks like he's going to be the starter, but they do like Cole Frank the Jr. as well.
It's nice to have that QB depth, right? It's nice to have that depth.
Yeah.
So biggest strength, all right, the toughness, and we weren't just calling him Bruno Sammartino for the fun of it. I mean, no one does it tougher in the weight room. Where do you think Coach Taylor learned it?
Right.
He learned it from this man.
Yeah.
No one does it tougher in the weight room. No one puts it tougher on these guys in the offseason than Coach Pannoni. He says that they've embraced the weight room culture and physical brand of football. Shocker. Robinson embracing physical football?
Yeah. What's old is new again, right?
Right.
I thought you were going to go with where do you think Coach Taylor learned it? I learned it from watching you, Dad. I learned it from watching you.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. What are the strengths? What are the strongest position group strengths on offense?
On offense, they really like senior quarterback, right, and running back. And we had heard that those running backs were pretty good last year, and they're coming back, which is something. It looks like they're going to go back to that old school, right? That old school tough Robinson type of team, right?
I was about to say another shocker. Robinson having good running backs, right?
Right. On defense, they really like their linebacker in secondary. Ben and Wilson are bringing a lot of experience coming back to that team. They're looking they're also looking for Beckford to become a real big disruptor at defensive end.
All right, so I mean, and Coach Pannoni says they're looking at every position daily.
Yeah.
Best man wins. Best man wins.
Yeah.
I love this. You're going to love this. Talk about their offense they're running this year.
So it looks like they're going to be running a little pistol triple option. What shocker, huh? Robinson's going to come out and run the ball at you. I mean,
no huddle.
No huddle.
No huddle. Pistol option.
Well, but I if I remember correctly, Coach Pony does like the run game, right? He likes to run the option out there. I mean, that's what Coco was kind of rolling. It seemed like that we're doing, but they're going to be up tempo. They're going to be up tempo.
They were up tempo a lot at South County too when he was there. I mean,
that's what I mean. They're kind of bringing that in, but they're installing that really tough, ground game.
Right.
Led by, and they're going to, and when you run the option though, you got to trust your quarterback, and it sounds like they really do like both Dorado and Frank to kind of run those things, make that decision. So
now how about defensively, buddy?
Defensively, like any run heavy team, right? They're going to try to be physical, and I think you kind of alluded to it. That is a staple of Coach Pannoni. Coach Pannoni is being physical. They're going to bring a lot of pressure. They're going to bring a lot of they're going to try to really force the issue with you, right? They're not going to sit back. They're really going to attack you as well. And I think one of the key parts of it, again, that we talked about earlier, is Aiden Beckford.
They love this kid, Mason.
They do. They think he's going to be one of the more talented players in the entire area. I mean, not just in Fairfax, but in the whole DMV area.
Yeah. So everything is new. I mean, look at this. So you got new coaches.
Yeah.
New offense, new defense, new special teams. Oh, we didn't talk about that, did we, buddy? How about the special teams guru?
Yeah. That's the one thing I did hear from, and I'd heard this from coaches here, but I'd heard from people back in New Mexico, is that his Coach Pannoni is a really, I mean, special teams, right? Is kind of where he kind of hangs his hat at this point. We
know that from the Woodson days, coaching against.
We do. Yeah. So I mean, you have to prepare, right? You can't just spend 45 minutes on Thursday during special teams when you're playing Coach Pannoni and his.
That is spot on. On. The swinging gate. You think we're going to see some swinging gate a little bit?
Swinging gate, onside kicks, surprise onside kicks.
A lot of onside kicks, a lot of swinging gate. It's going to be fun. Yeah. It's definitely going to be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, they. I mean, look, he just winning culture, tough.
Right.
I mean, this is what he was trying to instill over there.
Right. So preseason wise, for their scrimmages, they're taking on Woodgrove, which will probably be out probably tomorrow, right? The 14th. No, on Friday.
The 14th. On Friday the 14th. I like that scrimmage. Woodgrove is a talented team.
And then they're playing Moret School. I don't know anything about these schools. I don't know anything about Woodgrove or Moret. I don't know if you know
that's a private school.
Yeah, but
I like the Woodgrove scrimmage a lot.
Yeah, but again, it's about, I think, for Coach Pannoni is kind of reinstilling that tradition, right, of Robinson football, which a lot of the kids. I mean, Robinson was good under Coach Foster, and Coach Blair had them essentially, which probably could have two playoff years back to back. But I think maybe the memory is fading of the really dominant Robinson programs.
It is little by little, unless you're.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Transient, right? This area is transient, so people come in here. And if you just moved here the last few years, you wouldn't know about the glory days.
Right. And Coach Foster was doing well at Robinson, right? They're making first, second round of the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, I mean, you used to talk about in the glory days of Robinson, they weren't just first, second round, right? They were making the state semis, they're making state finals. I mean, this kind of the dominant program on essentially this side of the county, right?
There's, and I guess to paraphrase the late, great Marty Schottenheimer, there's a gleam.
Yeah.
There's a gleam. There's a buzz going around Burke right now, Mesa.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of buzz, and people are talking about Robinson, talking about Coach Pannoni. They're talking about, the offense and defense and the new culture around there. So take it for what it's worth. Now you got to see, it's got to play out, obviously, right. But people are excited right now. People are really excited. Let's talk a little bit about last season. Kind of go over the upcoming, not last season, but go over the games from last season and games that I think they could probably flip. First of all, they have a brutal schedule.
Yeah,
they got a brutal schedule right out of the gates. So
they have the week one bye. They don't open until after Labor Day.
They do, right?
Yeah.
So they do have the week one bye. South Lakes. So their season opener in week 2 is South Lakes. Well, you and I know that South Lakes is a freaking going to be. I think
that is the Concord team. That's the team you picked to win the Concord.
Yes. Now, all that being said, as good as South Lakes was, because a week later or 2 weeks later after that game, South Lakes went on and almost beat Battlefield.
Right.
Robo played him tough, right? That was a 3-1 essentially game.
Yeah.
And so the Robo played him tough. Week 2, they got Fairfax. Again, played them tough in that game. Look at a lot of their scores, Mason. Early on, after a while, the dam kind of broke, but they were in games against tough opponents early on.
Right. The South County game, 24-17. Well, I guess West Springfield was a tough game, and Braddock was another tough one with Fairfax. Now, that being said, they're gonna have excellent scouting reports on those teams, right?
They really are.
Excellent.
They beat McLean in that thriller.
Yeah.
South County was another close game.
Yeah.
They steamrolled Mount Vernon.
Right, which I think was a big shocker. I mean,
Yes.
the Patriot does, is pretty dominant over National for these last 4 or 5 years.
But that was one that people thought they would turn it around. Mount Vernon was coming off a couple weeks earlier, that big Centerville game.
Yeah.
So I thought people thought Mount Vernon might have been a favorite in that game actually.
And they bumped them.
Right. So then the AC game was close. That might have cost from the playoffs maybe last year.
Yeah.
The Woodson game was a close win for Robo.
Yeah.
And then the Westboro game was a close win. So games that they could flip on the positive side. There were so many close games.
If you look at it, they're 2 scores away from winning 1 to the 6 of their last 10 games, right? The 0-4.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they could flip. Just looking at a couple games easily. The AC game they could flip. They could flip the South Lakes game, the Fairfax game. There's like 3 or 4 games. The South County game was a 1-score game. So there's a few games that they could flip, and then all of a sudden you're talking about a 8-win team.
Right. You're talking about a team possibly winning the Patriot.
I mean, holy smokes. Just like that in 1 year.
Yeah.
So they are a team that people are keeping. I know you're keeping a really close eye on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun watching, kind of and watching that a couple games I'm looking forward to personally. Fairfax, right? The Fairfax Robinson game. Right? Young line, old line, Coach Pannoni, Coach Taylor, right?
Yeah.
That one is one I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to them and Braddock. The Robo Braddock games are a rivalry anyways. You add in the Coach Doc, Coach Pannoni part of it.
Yeah, and then Coach Pannoni being their last year with those guys.
And then the South County one, buddy.
Yeah.
The South County one. So there's going to be a handful. And you and I happen to get really good reception, Mesa.
We do. We get really good reception there.
At Robinson Stadium. We get really good. So we might be guests over there a few times this year.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. All right, buddy. Good stuff. So we get back in the car and we're going to travel. Where are we heading to next? Where are we heading to, buddy?
We're going to work.
Yeah. Well, let's stop by Kelly's Oysters. Let's get some oysters, maybe a dozen, half shell, and let's go to pull into good old Woodson Stadium, buddy.
Yeah. So this is the second year on a Coach McBride. Last year they finished with a 1-9 schedule. Now I don't think that record directly accurately reflects. I think kind of the work that him and his staff did over there. Coach McBride's head coach. Logan Holtzapple is the offensive coordinator, and Steve Richmond is their defensive coordinator.
Yeah, good guys, and again, we know these guys well. We see them a lot at in the office. Good dudes.
I see them a lot. I see them every day.
See them every day in the office.
See them every day.
Well, yeah, all of them. I see one of them every day, but the other guys we see from time to time over there. But yeah, good guys. Anthony Tham on staff now. And then again, good dudes. Top returning players. Let's get to it.
Now they returned 14 total starters. That's huge.
Again, another team people are sleeping on. You're bringing back this many starters. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Anthony Michael, big lineman, Emmett Murphy, Ari Hirsch, Caleb Dennis, Noah Hadipoglu. Look, these are guys. A lot of those guys are playing college ball, Mason.
Yeah, I mean they've got some talented guys up front. Caleb Dennis, Anthony Michael are going to play offensive line and defensive line this year. Will and Luke Niedrich have had really good off seasons and probably also play both sides of the football. Noah is going to play a lot on all 3 phases, special team, offense and defense. And some of the players that they think are really going to make big contributions this year are
Jason Ngango,
Gongo, look at that. And then
Josiah Ortega.
yeah.
And we saw, I didn't see that much of Ngango last year, but we saw a lot of Ortega.
Yeah.
And you and I are big fans of Josiah.
Yeah. No, I think he can play. Now they are going to have a quarterback competition this year with Eric Hott and Jaden Shea. You know, Eric is coming in as a senior, played JV last year. Obviously he got varsity time as well, right? I mean, I know he played quite a few varsity games last year as well. So not just did he start JV, he also has varsity experience. Jaden, you and I know very well.
No, he's a talented young guy.
Yeah, really talented. But he's a sophomore, and as a father who had a son, sophomore, it's a tough position. It's that position in particular, it's going to be pretty tough. He never played quarterback before last year, but he has a lot of upside.
Yeah, he does. We like him a lot. Eric can bring some stability, I think, early on, right?
Yeah.
Let the young buck kind of mature, right, slowly. And you and I talk about this. There's ways to get guys in. You can go with the senior,
yeah,
even if you like the young buck, and you can say, okay, let's get him in this package or that package, right? Or big wins or big losses. There's times that you can do both. You can mix them in.
Yeah, absolutely. For them, they feel like the strength of their team is going to be up front, which is really good, right? I mean, when you've got especially young guys working in on some of the skill position wise, being good in the offensive defensive line, and they're big, like they got some big guys up front.
They do,
and it's going to allow them to run the football pretty well. I'd imagine that run game is going to be pretty good. And again, when your strength is the offensive defensive line, and they feel a good linebacker or running back, that kind of spells a recipe to be successful, right?
We talked about this. Your O-line and your D-line are your strength of your team.
Yeah.
And they got like two talented backs.
Yeah.
That's a problem for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
It's a big problem.
Yeah. While they looks like they're set to run the ball, they really want to be a balanced team. Being able to go through multiple formations.
Well, look, we talked about a couple of things. We talked about one, O-line, D-line strength of your team. We talked about that. Two running backs,
Yeah.
Palu and Josiah.
Josiah.
So you got good O-line, good backs, young QB, right? And if you go with the senior, it's still a developing quarterback, someone he's new to varsity, right? New to varsity. He's not a returning quarterback.
So offensively, they want to say multiple. I think one of the big reasons is when you have a player like Emmett Murphy. When you have a player like Emmett Murphy, you got to find a way to get him the football. As good as they are up front, I'm sure they want to find ways to get Emmett Murphy the ball. He's a great route runner. He's got pretty explosive. So I can see kind of why they'd want to stay multiple with that, just because of some of the weapons, especially with a weapon like that on the outside.
Sure.
Yeah. And then
I think so.
Yeah. And then defensively, Coach Richmond did a great job last year with that defense.
He really did. The Steve Richmond, the Iron Curtain.
Yeah.
He's a big Steelers fan, so I say Iron Curtain.
Yeah. I thought they did really, really well defensively last year. I thought there's some games in there where they really kept them in the game. Causing turnovers and being opportunistic. And I'd imagine with the amount of stars they have coming back that they're just going to prove on some of their some of the successes from last year.
Well, you talk about like guys and we talked about Steve Richmond, but also you got Coach Hoskins back there as a defensive coach.
Yeah,
and he's an experienced guy. He's been around the block. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the defense. I mean, they could have won. The defense had them in a spot to win. What was it? Is the AC game and the Westpo game?
Yeah. I mean, they were right there, and they just kind of played tough defense, and yeah, I thought they did a really good job defensively, and not they did a bad job offensively. I just we were just kind of talking about defense wise, and I thought
we're talking about the defense right now.
Defense.
Good tackling, stopping the run, right, preventing explosive plays, things that they want to work on, tightening up in the red zone. Those are all things that they want. Their philosophy is going to be aggression, discipline, and adaptability.
Yeah. So I mean, let's get into kind of schedule. Their first two scrimmages, they scrimmage Falls Church, which I think is a good scrimmage for them. I think it's an appropriate scrimmage for them. And then they scrimmage Langley, another one where I think that it should be really, really interesting, especially with the skill guys that they have for Langley to kind of play against.
Yeah, I think they're both good scrimmages. Like I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Falls Church, and then Langley. I think we'll learn a lot. I think we'll learn more in the Langley scrimmage.
Yeah,
because again, you get into that weird national patriot thing, right? It's almost gotten to a point where like we're waiting for it to change, but until it does,
right?
The Patriot tends to win those games by a lot every time.
They do.
Right.
But I think that's a good scrimmage for Woodson. And then get to their schedule. They opened up with Garfield, which was a tough game last year. Garfield's been a little different this year. They've lost some guys that they don't have. That being said, they're still really skilled.
That's a tough opening game.
Yeah, and at Garfield too, right? They have to go. They're gonna have to after the game not go to Potomac Mills and go shopping at the Nike outlet. But
yeah, that's a long. And you hope to win that game. And it's a long bus ride home from Garfield. If things don't go your way, I've been on that bus ride. And it's not fun. It's not fun.
They then are at home. They're at home against Edison, which was a big win from last year.
Big win. And honestly,
win.
I don't see with that returning line and those running backs.
Yeah.
They
then are at home against the Oakton Cougars, and we talked in length about how good Oakton should be this year, and a little different Oakton this year. But they played them tight last year. It was a close game for most of the game. Then comes, like you said, one of the bigger games of the season, and you talked about it in the AC preview. So I don't know how much you want to rehash it again, but then they are.
I'll rehash it again. I'm a big rehasher. You know that.
Okay. They're at AC, and I was told, and it seems like holds true. AC at home is a very different team than AC on the road. I remember what Coach Hendo said. Playing AC at home and playing AC on the road are two different ACs. And I'd be willing to actually. I mean, I've only gone there once, played against them other once, but it was very different. They seem to play very different in front of that home crowd than they did on the road.
Yeah, and Hendo would know. He used to coach there. But yeah, I like I said, I can't emphasize enough on how big I think that game is in week 4.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, if I'm just looking at these games, I mean, that could put Woodson at 500 going into the middle of the season.
Right. And then, I was gonna say, and then comes the Murderers Row. I mean, not the murder, but the 3 top teams from last year.
No, it's tough, and that's what makes that
Lake Braddock and South County.
Well, that's what makes that AC game that much more. That's why it's so important.
Yeah.
But yeah, then like you said, Murderers Row in that conference, right? I mean, West Springfield, Lake Braddock, all those teams, South County, and then it's the bookend of Murderers Row, right? The AC is the front end, and then after South County, you got Westpo, which was another game that they can flip. They can flip that.
Yeah, at home against Westpo. At home against Robinson, which by
the way, that the Westpo game is homecoming.
It's homecoming. At home against Robinson, which will be probably senior night.
Another close game, Mesa.
And then at Fairfax to end the year.
And the Fairfax game was relatively close too.
Yeah, it was.
So I mean, and you look, one thing that's telling to me is the points allowed, right? Like if you look at, they only allowed 16 to Westpo. Only allowed 3 touchdowns to Robo and Fairfax. Skip over Murderers Row for a second. 3 touchdowns AC.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 or 4 touchdowns Oakton. None to obviously to Edison. So the defense, keep them in there. If they can get if they score 3 touchdowns, they win Westpo.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I think this could be one of the better Woodson seasons in about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
If all things go well for them, and we know a lot of those kids and we know those coaches personally.
Right.
So Yeah, should be fun. Buddy, Patriot. Put them on the boom checklist. Got it.
Yep.
But wait, there's more, my friend. We're not done. You think we're done? Where do you think you're going, pal? You ain't going nowhere. We got prediction time, baby. Everyone's favorite part of the show. Prediction time. Let's go. We got Patriot 2026 winner and a dark horse.
Oh, I'm gonna pick South County to win the Patriot.
It's a good pick.
They return all those players. They got Dylan Miller. I'm gonna take South County as the winner of the Patriot. And then my dark horse, you know what? I'm gonna pick my dark horse is gonna be a guy who coached at a place that I also coached at. We're separated by 1 degree of Kevin Bacon. Now I'm gonna go with Robinson as my dark horse.
You son of a gun. You son of a gun. I should have gone first. All right, you know what? We're just gonna do it right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it right now. All right. Winner of the 2026 Patriot Conference. I'm gonna let common sense dictate. I'm going Lake Braddock.
Oh, now you're gonna go with it.
I'm gonna go Lake Braddock. I think Lake Braddock, you have a strong running back, you have a strong O-line, you have a strong D-line, and then you have the experienced coaches around you. I think those are the elements for success.
That is not who I thought you were gonna go with.
I know.
Because that's not who I was debating with.
I don't know. I switched it up at the last second. I did. Now, dark horse. He's back. He's back. He's back. Trey Taylor's back. They're gonna run the ball. They're gonna pound the rock. They're gonna be yelling at kids from the sidelines. He's back. Fairfax is back. I'm back. Murad, they got players drawn up for Murad. Fullback on goal line situation. I don't know.
Oh, back.
I don't know if they have Murad plays drawn up, but they should. They should have a play for Murad drawn up. Like the fridge. Remember the fridge?
Come like the fridge. I just say that.
I am excited. Fairfax is back, baby. I'm back on the Fairfax freaking wagon.
3 for 3. You were 3 for 3.
Yeah. Yes, I am. Yes. No one saw the Braddock thing come. The Braddock thing was a switch. Last second, I was going to go with someone else.
Yeah, I know. Because I mean, yeah.
I just feel like they, I just feel like Braddock is, the quarterback situation does worry me a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's Braddock, it's Doc, it's Coach Goal. I think they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I think they'll figure out the quarterback situation. They always do. They always do, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Mason.
Although I think we're going to lose a viewer after our predictions.
I think Braddock's not a favorite this year going in. I think West Springfield's the favorite. I'll say this right now. I think West Springfield is the MGM favorite.
Yes.
When you and I are trying to go a little bit off the, right, off the beaten path a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But I'll say one thing I'll say about Braddock. I'm talking about quarterbacks, where I think they could be a good sign. There was one year we named all the pedigree of quarterbacks throughout the years, like a little while ago when we're covering Braddock. There was one year, my friend, that there was no Ty Jackson, and it was after Leposti. There was what was the guy's name in the middle there? It was when Ty Jackson was new and he was the JV quarterback.
Yeah.
But that young man took them to the state semis.
Yes, he did.
Right? And he was not the Division I quarterback.
No.
So I thought about that, and I thought the last time they had a guy who wasn't, a blue chipper at QB, they leaned on other things, the running game a little more. They did, and it paid off. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You like that?
I do.
So So this is fun stuff. And then we were done with 4 conferences, buddy.
Now we'll move on to Nova Plus. Oh, no, actually not Nova Plus because Prince William.
We go west, young man. We go west.
Yeah.
We go west. We go to Potomac Mills. Stop by Mark Mosley's hot dog stand.
You always say that.
They made a mean hot dog and fries. I read that Mark Mosley was one of the guys who bought into Five Guys early on.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's true or not. I should Google that. Someone told me that.
Yeah.
Mark Mosley, great kicker. I think he was a league MVP. You don't see that anymore.
Was he?
No.
No.
Yes, I think he was.
And that is son of a gun.
He
1982.
was. Gosh, what an era.
As a place kicker.
Mark Mosley, 1982 league MVP.
Wow.
It is wild. That'll never happen again.
No. Never.
Why? Was he that great? Yeah, it doesn't even matter if he's that great. He was the kicker.
I mean, that was a world where Joe Montana was the starting quarterback for the 49ers.
Right. And Mark Mosley won MVP.
Oh, it was a strike shortened season.
Well, that's one of the knocks. I always love getting into it with Skins fans. One of the big knocks is that Skins, whenever they won a Super Bowl, it was always like so they won it Timmy Smith year, right? Doug Williams.
Strike year.
Strike year.
Yeah.
The Mark Rippon year was legit.
Yeah.
That year was legit. But the other two before that, they were strike seasons.
Wow, he was a league MVP. That's crazy.
Yeah. So good stuff, buddy. Good stuff. We're gonna go west. We're gonna knock out Cardinal and Cedar Run. And then we do Loudon in the privates.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap.
Yep.
Keep on trucking, buddy. Keep on trucking. Well, all right, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good stuff. And I'll see you out in Potomac Mills next week, buddy.
All right, man.
All right. Dash and Dan, all hitches. See you next time.
See ya.